So this is for Karen on me using the Lightburn program for a 3D laser cutter. It's not too difficult once you get into it. This is the actual program. It's when you want to if we shrink this one down, if you go online and download some of the plans, this is one what I've been working on. You'll see that there's like several files. Some of these will work in the program, but not all of them. But I have a tendency to stick with the DXF files. If you just double click it, it'll load it up. Sets everything up. But you'll need to work out for your own laser the best speed and stuff like that for it. These blue lines, the red lines, if you turn the output off, as you can see, is the writing. You don't need that. The blue line is etching, and the black line is the actual bits it cuts out. If you want to change the way it cuts, I mean, if you double click on the line here, you can change the speed. Me, I've found 500 speed, that's 500 millimeters a minute, second, whatever it fucking works out, I don't bloody know. And the max power is 100. I set mine to 4 passes, and to make it so you don't have to keep constantly doing it, if you hit this make default, every time you load a program up, this will automatically be set. But I don't need to do that because, as you can see, I've done it. On the engraving bit, if you do the same again, knock your power down. Most of the time, anywhere between, I find 50 and 75 is perfectly fine. The number of passes depends on how dark you want your actual cutout bits, the engraving. Mine's perfectly fine at 2. And to make all this sort of stuff so it's auto set up, just make as default. Red line, I don't bother with the red line because, like I said, it's just these little numbers and the writing there. Some patterns will change, so if you highlight each one and double click it, it'll either select it or deselect it on here, so you can see what it actually is. If you want it to print it out, you leave these green. If you don't, like on this red one, you just hit that and it won't print it. Now, when it comes to the sheets, these sheets are quite big. You probably won't have the wood to fit this all in one go. But the easiest way to do the bits what you need is if you highlight one part of it, like so, everything what's highlighted with these little lines will be processed. Make sure they're turned on. Make sure you've got your micro SD card what comes with the machine in your computer, and then save it as a G-code. I can't do that at the minute because my micro card's in the machine actually printing out, so, and it will only save the highlighted stuff. So obviously once you've done that and you've printed it off, you deselect, move on to the next bits you want to do, highlight, save as G-code, and that's it, it's done. If you want to create your own, if we go to new, I don't need to save it, you got blank screen, you got circles, all the shapes and stuff you need there. The things I make on mine mainly just use the square. You literally click, drag it to the size you want it, make it the sizes up here what you want, like that. 100 width, 50 in the height. We'll say this is the front of a building. That's pretty much done. So then if we want to say put a door on here, we go back to the square, make your door, or whatever shape you're doing, your width 20, 30, so we've got it like that. You do have to make sure you kind of line these up though, because otherwise it'll look stupid. The snapping on this thing isn't brilliant, so just take your time. When you're happy with the way it looks, because this won't print out as it actually is because they're not joined, if you highlight everything and then down here you got the weld, the join of those two shapes, that one subtracts parts, so we hit that, and as you can see it took this bottom line out and it's now made the door. And if you want to add a window, you just copy the same thing, so we'll just do that and then hit that. When it's done, click on there, hit the two together, and you've now got the door and the window, and that's pretty much it. And it's the same with the circles. If you want to add a circle in there, click on it, and that's all there is to it. The program is very easy to use, or when you're ready to do it, just make sure you highlight everything, set up your bits in here, and then save the G-code and stick it in your machine. Or if you're using a laptop, you can actually connect your laptop straight into the machine via USB cable, and then just actually operate the machine using this, which I don't do because this is upstairs in my house and my machine's actually downstairs in the garage, so I use the card. But that's pretty much it. Like I said, I don't know much about the program because I haven't been using it for that long, and there probably is better, well, there will be better instructions and tutorials out there, but this is just for you, so you know, enjoy.